done on Bladensburg Road, which you live near, North Capitol Street, Rhode Island Avenue, to make those corridors walkable?
Cleaning. We need cleaning. We need infrastructure issues. We need DDOT, the Urban Forestry Administration, to step it up. We have trees with orange dots on them that need, frankly, they need to be trained. They need to be changed. We need to make that corridor more attractive. I'm really, really, really proud of Atlas Flats, which is my project. It used to be the Arboretum project, but it's been renamed to coordinate with the 8th Street corridor and the old historic Atlas Theater. But that project, the Starburst Plaza and the Atlas Flats, they're becoming an anchor for viability, for the excellent vision that is to become Bladensburg Road. But Bladensburg Road needs to be cleaned up. We don't need any entity. We need less of those industrial uses like the used car lots. I'm so happy that one of the used car lots that was at Mount Olivet and Bladensburg is no longer. It was shut down. The EPA came in, we addressed the brownfield issues, and now we have a vibrant Denny's that is open 24 hours. And not only is Denny's vibrant, it looks vibrant, it employs our residents, neighbors work there. And I hope that in addition to businesses, viable businesses like Lace, that we actually take an opportunity to go to Denny's. This is what we can do better. And one of the things that I want to make sure that Bladensburg, and I've been fighting for this, is that we need to change how that corridor looks. We have too many liquor outlets, we have too much loitering, and we've been struggling with the loitering law. Now we have ways around that. Incommoding. Incommoding is a tool that the police have to break up people that concentrate around liquor stores, and they hang out and they perpetuate trash and an unwholesome environment. We have an opportunity, and I'd like to see, we've walked with the Guardian Angels, with our police, with other council colleagues, to really change how that corridor is viewed. That project at 1629 L Street, that was a haven for drug activity. Women were attacked there as a result of that project. The residents were put into witness protection. The building was set on fire. It was part of the Board of Sanitary Buildings, was in the process of condemning it. I worked with the prospective buyer. He said, Kathy, if you allow me to buy this building, to fix it, I will fix it up, I will turn it into condominiums, and it will become a shining example of urban living. He didn't say urban living, those are my words. But go to that project. 1629 is fabulous. They are condominiums, they're reasonably affordable, and it's actually changing the dynamic of not only Bladensburg Road, but my entire community. So these are the types of projects that I have experience fighting for, and if elected, I will fight for the same revitalization that is taking place in my community throughout the ward.
Okay, we're going to go to audience questions. We'll go here, and then Chef, you had a question. We'll go to you.
Yes, Commissioner.
Each one of you have certainly indicated what you would do, but I am disappointed that with 38% of the residents in Ward 5 being senior citizens, no one has said what they would do for our senior citizens in this community. We talked about education, we talked about infrastructure, we talked about those proposed ideas, but no one has said anything about the voting population of those individuals that are 55 years and older, many of us whom are here tonight. So I'd like to know, what proposal do you have in place that would address entertainment for seniors, health care in terms of them getting back and forth to the hospitals, also getting their medicine with local small businesses, and we have a new pharmaceutical right at the corner of Perry and 12th Street. 12th and Quincy. I don't see anybody rushing in to help a new small business in our community that has been in existence for at least 3 weeks. So I'm disappointed that no one has said anything about the senior citizens in our community.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. As you know,
I want to make sure Drew answers that question too.
Can I respond?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that
Well, as a moderator, after I'm done, that's fine. Thank you. Commissioner, as you know, advisory neighborhood commissioners serve without 1 penny of compensation. So while you're disappointed, don't be too hard on us. I think you should be disappointed with people that are paid to address these issues. I've addressed these issues because my community, the 5B10 community, my immediate community, is comprised of mostly senior citizens. We've been working on public safety issues. When the Department of Parks and Recreation says recreation is for everyone, I actually believe that, and I've held them accountable. Recreation should not be just for children. It's not just after-school programs for children. It also should encompass programs that are suitable for our senior citizens, our not senior citizens, every member of our community. And let me just say this, I'm really, really proud of my record, and I would love to really stay here several hours and talk to you about what I have done, what my vision is, and how I will continue to build on that vision if elected. But I can tell you that I've worked very tirelessly to make my community a better community for my senior citizens. I love seniors, you know, they love me, and they tell me things like, wow, Kathy, I didn't come out of my house before or after dark now. Now that we can do that, I'm very excited to always work with the Office on Aging. There's a new initiative that's coming out. I'm really excited about that because a lot of seniors, they often call and they ask, well, you know, I have gutters that I can't afford to repair. I have a broken gate that I can't afford to repair. And that's a really serious issue, not simply for the immediate aesthetics of that homeowner, but it also bodes poorly for the neighborhood if those issues remain outstanding. A fallen gutter today, overgrown weeds today, they invite criminal behavior. When criminals travel throughout the community, they often look for weak links. They go to neighborhoods that have, you know, housing issues because they feel that the citizens either are elderly people that can't fight back or there's something wrong with the neighborhood and the citizenry will allow them to come in and set up shop. So that's one of the main things. I'm really proud of my record on public safety. I've been recognized by the U.S. Attorney's Office, Chief of Police, for really making my community safer for seniors. But this new project that is advocated by the Office on Aging, oh, I'm an early supporter. Any project, and there used to be a project, it used to be called Christmas in April, where they would actually reach out and fix a senior that was having an issue, you know, fix their issues. Now it's a little bit more difficult for seniors. If a senior citizen has a leaking roof, they want you, HPAP, Housing Purchase Assistance Program. Well, they'll help you, but they want you to take out another mortgage. And if you've already paid for your home, you don't necessarily want to go into debt worrying about how you're going to make your property livable. So this new initiative through the Office on Aging has put together volunteers that will actually come out and respond to senior citizens to address their leaking gutters, their roofing issues, or cutting, you know, the grass or weeds and things of that nature to make that property stable and viable for that citizen. And in doing so, they actually make that community more livable. So I support those things, and I look forward to having this conversation over the long term as your council member, because I would be more than happy to use that leverage that the council office confers to make sure that our senior citizens are well protected. If we all live long enough, we're all going to be a senior citizen. And the things that we take for granted now, we really need to start thinking about how is your snow going to be removed when we get a foot of snow or more, or we get, let's say, an inch or a sheet of ice. How are we going to address that? How are we going to make sure that the grass in the backyard is cut so that raccoons that are now coming out and opossums don't present a health hazard if we were to go out in our backyards? Those are seemingly small things, but they actually detract from the livability of a community if we don't address them. So I like your question. Don't be angry with me. Be angry with me if you put me there and I don't do anything about it. But I can guarantee you, if you put me there, I will wholeheartedly serve, address your issues, and make sure that seniors are seen as just as viable as we are. And another issue that we grapple with is senior hunger. A lot of our seniors are hungry. So that's a main issue that we have to address.
Let Mr. Hubbard answer that question.
There's several concrete things that I want to make sure happen with our seniors. First and foremost, I believe in the community schools model. We have all these facilities, schools, rec centers, and otherwise that are only open at certain times of the day. We need to open them up to the community to make sure that after school hours we can put programs in there for seniors, to have seniors help come and mentor the kids, et cetera, et cetera. We don't tap into the natural talent and the experience and the wisdom that our seniors hold to help bring along the next generation. And the government should help bridge that gap. Number two, there's a movement out there, it's called visitability. Visitability is linked to the idea of being able to age in place. That's not the best term for it, but the concept behind it is, if we give money for affordable housing, there should be design features for seniors, like grab bars, like wide doors. As they age, they can stay there without having to move to a home or go out of the place where they came to love and they live. Especially when we're giving the money for those type of facilities. And design features on the front end are cost effective. They only add a minimal cost. Like I said, it's a design feature, so you can build it into the cost of a building. So that's one way we can help seniors. And I think one of the last things, and it's something I've worked on for several years, when we look at job training in the city, we've done a bad job with training for jobs that are in growth industries. One of the growth industries that we know is here is healthcare. So as we link our unemployment problem to getting people trained, one of the most critical areas that we should be putting our training dollars in is healthcare, is nursing assistants, is lab techs, people that can serve our seniors, people that live here in the community and can help fit the needs of our senior community. And they can interact and train with home care workers that were educated and trained right here in the community and have connection with the community. So those are the things concretely that I want to do.
All right. Well, look, you mentioned liquor stores, people hang out in front of them. That's a really big issue. I live over in Turned Edge, and it's just a mess up and down there with people hanging out in front of liquor stores. And you mentioned that police can use incommoding. Can you explain a little bit about what that means and how that's used as a tool?
Incommoding is basically a police tool. Unfortunately, despite our numerous pleas for legislation that prevents loitering, they've been deemed unconstitutional, and they've been repeatedly struck down in jurisdictions that try to implement them, including here. Incommoding is a tool that our police officers can use that says if 3 or more persons are essentially blocking a sidewalk, preventing you. What's your name?
Kasea.
Sab?
Kasea.
Kasea? That's a nice name. Let's say, Kasea, you want to walk down the 2200 block of Rhode Island Avenue, and 3 individuals are pretty much hanging out, they're a little boisterous, and they're preventing your easy access. That will give the police an opportunity to intervene on your behalf. It's not a loitering law, but it is a way to address what many citizens have to navigate through every day. And that's traversing a street that is punctuated by disorderly people that are intoxicated. They may have weapons, they're causing disturbances, and they're preventing you from exercising the free expression of your civil liberties, which is to walk freely, without any negative impact down a street that's in a city where you pay taxes.